What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Beyond the 90. And we have lost in the game 5-2. Normally, I'd be annoyed um, away at Manchester United. Part of it is obviously, Man United over the years have been such a good team. They weren't good. Let's be honest with you. They were not good at all. And also, to me, I don't know if anyone else felt like this. It felt like a friendly. Um, Both teams, the ball in general was nipping about the midfield. Nobody really wanted to take real advantage of the game or really get hold of the game. It was just more, you have the ball. Yeah, I'll have the ball. Okay, I'll put it back in the net then. It was. I thought Man United would come out because they've just lost their manager. They've got their assistant manager in charge. Remember we played against we lost Ranieri. And Shakespeare took the next game and we won 2-0 against Liverpool and we were giving it everything and we showed the players that we cared. It was brilliant. This was the opposite. They came out of the I thought they would really come out of the traps and really want to hurt us. And if they did, it could have been a double-digit scoreline, in my opinion. There wasn't a lot that changed from the Ten Hag team. It was the first 15 minutes. We kind of were in the game. I don't exactly know what the plan is. We set up, so let me just get into the formations, how we set up. And again, I'm not going to pay it too much mind because again, I've never been so detached from a game apart from pre-season. I was arguably more attached to them at pre-season than I was here. But looking at this as well. Just going through some of the players, we went back to a 3-2-4-1. The idea was you're going to play your second 11 pretty much. And the players that aren't playing today, the players that are playing today are not going to play on Saturday. So looking at these, Jordan Ayew, Bilal, Deco, whatever. We'll go through some of these individually, but let's start with the back. Danny Ward. We should have got rid a long time ago. Again, this is the disadvantage of putting them on high wages, but oh my god. It's sometimes I don't understand what he is trying to do. Can he play out from the back? No. His positional, he does make some saves. I mean, I think he made 4 saves in a game or something, which were right at him. But if it goes kind of either side of his arms, that's it. Literally, look at my screen at the moment. You see here that's his range of motion. Like it's not very much. He just where he's like not even you can't even see my arms. But that's what it feels like. Pickford gets name of the T-Rex, but Danny Ward is similar. Sometimes his positioning. I mean, for the 5th goal, obviously it was a calamity from Caleb Okoli and James Justin running into each other, passing the ball back. But Danny Ward, if you look at him, he just kind of like, I'll stand here and he'll kind of fall over and that's fine. He's good at penalties. And that's about it. I mean, there's a couple of players that we've held on to for too long because of wages of whatever reason. He's one of them, and another one again. Just 5.8. I think is quite. I'd give a 5 to be honest with you. And this is done by like algorithms and stuff and make it more objective. But I just thought I'd say that one. Another player in the same position. Excuse me. Another player is Luke Thomas. I mean, we're just ruining this guy's career. I just feel like it's like, can we raise the white flag and send him and just like cut ties? And I don't mean that to go, oh, he's crap, get him out the club. I just feel sorry for him at this time. Genuinely feel sorry for Luke Thomas. I mean, what is the guy? What is he doing? He played. It didn't look like he had any confidence. He's gone past the age now. If he was going to hang around the squad to learn from the first team, he's just kind of been sent here, there on loan. Never really done anything. We just need, for his own sake, let alone Leicester's sake, get him gone. Get him not alone. Give him an opportunity to go. Look, you've got to rebuild your career because we've unfortunately wrecked it. And I'm sorry because I don't want to see academy players like this, but it was awful today. He looked out of place. He looked like a deer in the headlights. And yes, he is in a back four that he's not used to playing. But I'd say in January, I mean, we have to start really thinking about just getting rid and not getting rid in a bad way. Just go, look, for your own career, you've got to leave. Danny Ward, again, one of them. Luke Thomas, another one. Connor Cody. I was really when we went down and we got Winks and we got Cody, I was like, these are great moves. Today, I know he got the goal, Connor Cody, and again, if you see his lack of celebration, and that's what it was. It was again a glorified friendly. Majority of goals went in. Man United players were like, how did that go in? Or that was easy, and we just went, oh, we've got a goal. The other person that really celebrated with the El Canus, which we'll come on to a second, really good goal. But Connor Cody, I just unless you're going to make him a vice, is going to make him a coach. That's probably his best role in the team. And I feel like I'm absolutely crapping on all these players, and I don't mean to. It's just that again, this is how I see it. It was an awful performance. And Man United, these scored. Bruno Fernandes got 9.4. Are you actually taking the piss? He was useless. Some of these players, again, Casemiro, good players, but none of them really got past 7 out of 10. Did they really have to work hard for this team? No, not really. Um, oh, going into some of these again, Connor Cody was going back to that. Connor Cody, I don't know what to say. He was all right, but from the player that I thought he would be, I can understand why Everton had him on loan, didn't want to sign him, why Wolves wanted to get rid. And I think the championship was his level, but he never played. I think he could be a player, but I think in the right system, again, he's not designed to be in a back four. Connor Cody isn't designed to be. Um, Caleb Coley, another one. Had an absolute stinker. Reminded me of what happened in preseason because preseason wise, we saw we're like, who have we signed? Why have we signed this person? And um, oh my god, today was kind of a preseason game. Hopefully, want to forget. And this is again not a good sign. Some people again, Old Trafford is a bit of a fortress. It's a well-known, again, massively well-known club. Even if you don't know football, you know Manchester United. Maybe you got intimidated by it. Maybe it was the system and formation. James Justin, I feel sorry for the dude. He's been just, oh yeah, you go here, and wherever he goes, he kind of gets targeted. Whether he's getting left, right back, whether he is again, if you look at the positions of the goals, everything, where were the majority of the goals? Down this left-hand side. Some of they were around this position anyway, where all the goals came from. Um, for James Justin, again, I don't think he's a bad player. I just don't know where his formation is in this 4-2-3-1. And again, when we've played before in the 3-2-4-1, you can understand where his role would be. And I think, but in this team, and he just gets so exposed, and I don't blame him because he's not a bad player, but he's made out to be a lot worse player than he actually is, just because of the formation, the way we're playing everything. Double pivot of Skip and Samore. I disagree with these. I thought Skip had a standard game. I thought Samore offered some dynamism. I actually think he had a better game than Skip, but better than these rankings. I thought there is a player there. And I was discussing with Manny and Anil when we were watching the match that so many players wanted to sign him. I'll speak to other clubs that were linked with him. Arsenal were linked with him. Chelsea were linked with him. Some really top clubs were linked with his player. And we did what we did with Mahrez. We went, sit down, sign it, don't answer your phone, sign the contract, and then you can leave. And there is a player there. I just don't think he's in the Premier League. I think that for Samora, he did some really good stuff today, but let's be honest, Man United were pretty bang average. No, sorry. They were bang average, but for Man United and my standards for Man United they were poor. They were because again, maybe it's me being a bit nostalgic and Man United haven't been back at those levels, but they were poor. It seems like they didn't really care that the manager went. They cared more about again the posting on social media than they'd actually turning up in this game. And they played a full strength 11, let's be honest. Barring a couple of players, the goalkeeper, the striker, and a couple of other players. That's pretty much their starting 11 for them. Rashford, Garnacho, Casemiro, Martinez. So they had some good players on there. But we come back to Samore. He did some good stuff in patches, but again, when did he sign? 2021? or something. We've just not seen it, and we've given him enough time, and I think what he suffers from is he needs his mentality. He's got all the ability in the world, but mentality is not there consistent enough to play in the Premier League. Um, and B, I think he needs to go to a Spanish, like Perez has done. Perez has left Leicester, not really had too much of a career. He's gone on to the Spanish league and he's just gone his levels just gone bang. The Betis of Villarreal, he's done really well. And I think the time on the ball, the space he needs, potentially going back to France as well, I think could be an option for him, with it being a slower league. And I think he could do really, really well over there. But I just don't think Leicester's the place for him. Really not. Kind of the opposite of that meme. Forget all the rest. Leicester's the place. Leicester's not the place for him. Skip, steady Eddie. Don't really want to say too much. Didn't really notice him in the game too much. And normally that's, again, a good thing if you don't notice the players, but not really. Deacon ever read. I've tried to stand up for this dude for a while. Poor. Both wingers. The touch was bad. The positioning he wasn't sure on. And partly again, do I blame it? I blame partly the players, but I'm more blaming the management because it's not sure. They're not sure how to drill into him. Sometimes we played some nice 1-2 balls and going up to the top, and some other times we just played some meatiness, really. We just played some positions where we'd get the ball, we'd get it in the first, we'd hoof it long, we'd kind of get the ball in midfield, we'd run around, and and it wouldn't really go anywhere. And I think part of it is attacking with a 4, because the opposition is outnumbered, and they go, "Oh, we got 5 behind the ball, 4 versus 5. We'll clean this up every single time." And even the chance we did get through, we were, it didn't really look like much chance of scoring. And again, even when they scored, they were just kind of going. Connor scored, put the ball in his arm. Yeah, we'll run back. But it wasn't like he was celebrating. And again, he just scored at Old Trafford. Like, imagine that's a player's dream to score, play there, let alone score there. Well, it's just whatever. It was poor. The first goal was a wonder strike for them from Casemiro. Absolutely brilliant. You could say, yes, maybe some be tight, but I genuinely don't think there should be anything that we were criticizing the players for, because there isn't really anything to criticize them for, in my opinion. That was, again, if you push out, then somebody can leave space in behind. So Casemiro does that from, he has it, and it's going to be one of the. You just think, oh, is it going to be one of those games? But it's a hell of a strike, absolute wonder strike. Garnacho makes it 2-0. Apparently, it was offside. I've not actually seen it, but he was a mile offside, but there's no VAR. Steve Cooper apparently got a yellow for that. Bilal's goal. So the ball comes in over the top. It gets pushed out and this kind of sums it up. Brilliant strike by El Khanous, but an individual moment of brilliance. How many times we said that on the channel this season so far? Ball comes in, I think from Deacle over Reed, comes over to the goalkeeper who parries it out. Then the goalkeeper parries it out straight to El Khanous, gets a little bit of time, got the space, takes it, whips it, hits one post, hits the other post, and goes in. I'm thinking, oh my God. And that's one advantage from this game. The fact that El Khanous has gone, do you know what? Here I am. I've arrived in the Premier League. I've scored. And I think he's needed that goal. So it was a really, really great strike. But for us, it's going, right, what do we do from here? And also that means he's pushing in a position. He's going, managed to go, hey, I've scored. Can I do something now? Am I pushing in the team? And then coming into the third goal, Fernandez hits again another goal that was a deflection. Fernandez hits the deflection with it. So unlucky for James Justin. Hits him and it goes in. Even Fernandez is going, how's that gone in? It felt a little bit like, the corruption coming through as well. So absolutely gifted. Pretty much all of the goals, apart from the first goal, which was a wonder strike. And it was just 4-1 came in. And it was just thinking, oh God, it's going to be one of those. It's going to be another Southampton. But in that game when we're 9-0 against Southampton were really, really poor. We were poor, but the other team, but we were fantastic in that 9-0 against Southampton. Would you say Man United were fantastic? I'd say they were 6 out of 10. The best players were 6 out of 10. Did they really have to try? No. We got battered. And we're going to see what will happen with this 4-2-3-1, because going forward, it's not working. It's not there. We made some good move, but again, if people dislike Steve Cooper, this is only going to give more system. I don't think he was that bad, but yeah, that's what I think going forward. Preseason friendly. Yeah, it was like a preseason friendly throughout the game. Basketball, player scores, got the other side, and then just kind of kick on. It was just not good enough. And then the last goal they scored for 5, because going into the game, they think, okay, 4-2. It's like, oh, we've scored twice, we've conceded 4. That's not too bad. Then going into the second half, we started a bit slow. We started all right. And again, that's the whole thing is, yeah, all right. I think that sums up the game really today. Even got battered 5-2. The pass back from Coley for that goal was just rubbish. And also, if you look at Danny Ward, he comes running, he comes kind of like jogging out, and he kind of goes, "What do I do?" Huh? And he could do just a shrug thing, and Bruno Fernandes goes, "All right, I'll go around and put it in." If you notice, he just smiles. He goes, "How have I put that in?" He's not going, "Oh yeah, wow, what an amazing goal." It's like, so yeah, it was such a meaty game. It was such a non-game, and I was very normally I'm gonna go into Leicester and I'm quite detached. I'm quite attached to the club, and I get emotional. This game, we just kind of sat there. We were talking about other stuff, and um, we were just kind of like talking about other stuff because it was more, those games that you just start talking to your friends about other stuff because the game's not really anything happening. The only thing to mention is that we, again, just like a preseason friendly, we made a load of subs at 70 minutes. We made 5. All 5 subs came on. So Reed came off for Buonanotte. Again, Buonanotte didn't really do a lot. Again, didn't expect him to. And I think it was the game which said, yeah, it was just a preseason friendly. Get your legs trained, get your legs warm, lads, ahead of Saturday. McAteer against for Mavididi. Mavididi came on and wanted to prove a point. I'll give you that. He was one of the players that again he got a shot on target, didn't really come off, but he was one that was trying to look for things, trying to create things, actually pushing into a central position as well. Vestergaard came on for Coley. And I'll speak to Manny. And Manny's from, if you go watch the post match with Anil. Unfortunately, I was absolutely wrecked, so I couldn't watch it in time, which is why I'm doing this in the morning before work. Coley is a player that was just awful, but he thinks that Vestergaard starts. He plays Vestergaard, Fuss, I think Justin or somebody else on the right hand side, which again is a lot. El Canute for Alves. I'm glad Alves got some minutes. Didn't really see him too much. I think he challenged the keeper a little bit once, but nothing really there. And I came on for Edouard. I don't know why Edouard didn't start. And then again, the only player that I've not mentioned so far, Ayew. Ayew had an Ayew performance, gave it a go, ran around a bit, but the end product was missing. The work rate was there, but the end product was missing. And if we're playing as a striker, we kind of need that. Or we need players running off either side. Like a Mavididi, I think would work really well. Mavididi, Fatau, Ayew. You play Ayew in the middle, and then you've got 2 wingers that are really going for it. That you can kind of do the aggressive, so false 9, pass the ball over to them, I think could work. But in this formation with them 2 wingers that were both poor, and I don't think like Casey's a good player. Well, maybe he is, but sometimes a coach gets the best out of players, and I don't think Steve Cooper's that. Who's he got the best out of, really? Coley, maybe. Buonanotte, yeah, potentially, but I think Buonanotte's skill is rather than his coaching. But yeah, I don't know. Players like McAteer are good players, but it'll be interesting to see what he does because we've got so many attacking players in the squad. Do we put him out on loan in January, or do we kind of like cash in a little bit? Because there's again from this, who do you say? Oh, we want in the squad for the Premier League going forward, and there's not a lot of players, in my opinion, that we really want. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I know it's a short one because it's not, the less I say about this game, the better. Now, against Ipswich, I think that's been really telling who we're going to start playing and how we're going to set up. So, just from this one, let me see if I can find who we're going to play on, how we're going to play. Again, this makes sense for me from the players that he rested, who he's going to play, and I think we're going to go back to this. Vardy, Mavididi, and Didi, Buonanotte, Fatawu, Winks, Ricardo, Justin, Vestergaard, Fast. The only one I'm not sure of is probably Justin because he played a full 4 minutes today. But I don't know who they'd put there instead because we're running out of centre backs now. So in the left side of centre back, we've got him, Christensen, Bay. We could go there, but he's still got the groin injury at the moment. And then Hermansen back in goal. But against listen at this moment in time, park that game because it really didn't matter. But in terms of the other bits, let me get up this. Um, how we're going to set up and formation wise, I think that this could be a formation we could hurt Ipswich with going away to theirs. I think we go away, aren't we? Um, we are going. Where's it gone? Old Trafford. Yeah, we're away at Ipswich, so it doesn't really matter too much. But let's see what we can do. Um, that what's going to matter there is obviously the points, and the points in the game in the Premier League is just staying up. We've not got a points deduction as we know at the moment, but again, looking at this position, um, if we can get a win, we actually strengthen our position massively. We go up to 12 points, and that puts us further into that echelon. And also, we keep Ipswich on 4 points, and that puts us on double digits, keeps on 4 points. I think this is exactly it. Now, the way Everton Ipswich play, we're going to try and they're going to leave holes in behind, and we can have the chance to expose that. Mavididi, Fatawu, Vardy can expose those spaces. The question is, how quickly can we turn it over and progress the passes? Because have we shown in the first half against Forest, and we can do something. And against Southampton, another team that came up with us, they are a team to be got at. I think this is going to be a good game again. If we get 3 points from that, this game is kind of vindicated. We completely forget, wipe our memory. Midweek game, we're out of the cup. Nobody cares really, and then we move on. So again, I'm really excited to see us against Ipswich. I'm glad he rested them instead of playing. Imagine if we played the first team and we played like that. It's like, what's the point? So it's a slight positive to take. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. We'll see you all in the next video. So goodbye.